extremely challenging. Atlantic City, the damage there, Walt, is extensive.
Well, right now we're live 23 stories above the ocean front where the boardwalk has been torn away earlier today. The wind literally roaring here. I would guesstimate 60, 65 mile-an-hour winds. And as you turn and look here live via Skype, you're going to see the skyline of Atlantic City down by the casinos. What you're not going to see, because on our live Skype camera we can't show it, is the darkness surrounding the northern end of the island. These heavy winds, which have come on in the last 2 hours, have resulted in a fireworks show of wires popping down, lights going out, the winds causing severe power problems here in Atlantic City on a day where, from the very beginning, things just kept getting worse. The pounding by the sea grew more intense hour by hour throughout the late morning into mid-afternoon. Huge chunks of the boardwalk ripped away by waves, some piling up, creating mini lumber yards on nearby flooded streets. Winds and floodwaters driving other pieces of the boardwalk like javelins into garages and nearby homes, battering down doors. By late afternoon, the waves grew still higher, splashing 40 feet into the air as the approaching high tide brought still more destruction. Beyond the ocean's roar, surrounding streets were silent and deserted, flooding, making it impossible for anyone who stayed behind to leave, and, much more ominously, making it extremely dangerous for police or firefighters trying to reach anyone who needed them in an emergency. And back live, you are looking at Atlantic City by Skype on this stormy evening. The winds up here, 23 stories above the ground, gusting at 60 miles an hour at least. A loud roar, the popping of wires earlier. It indicates severe power problems when the sun comes up tomorrow morning. We're going to be taking our first look at just how much of this boardwalk disappeared, some 8 blocks in all, and the people who own the houses here are going to be getting, when they're able to get back, maybe later in the day if they're lucky, the first signs of just how much damage they sustained in a whirlwind storm with a knockout punch that still is not done hitting Atlantic City. Live in Atlantic City, I'm Walt Hunter via Skype for CBS News and for CBS 3 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Walt, thank you very much. Well, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie making headlines during this storm, accusing the mayor of Atlantic City of putting lives at risk.
The governor said that Mayor Lorenzo Langford disobeyed his direct order to evacuate the town. Christie said emergency crews won't be able to rescue people overnight.
You have the governor of the state ordering a mandatory evacuation. Once I sign that declaration of state emergency, that power is the power of the governorship. And you have a mayor, a rogue mayor, telling his citizens not to leave, that it's okay not to leave.